Hi guys, it's Marie. Welcome to Living Dunkel Life. So we have a new project today. We are going to try for the first time making some strawberry preserves. Never done it before, but I'm going to take you guys along. And I got everything prepared, so I'm going to show you a little bit what I've already done. So basically I have the lids and the rings. They said you didn't have to do the rings, but I'm doing the rings. They've been simmering in here for a while, getting sterilized. I washed them in soap and water first, and then here's the jars. They've got a little bit longer to go, and then they'll be ready to go. So you want to get everything washed up, soap and water, rinse them real well, and it's important to rinse them in hot water so that when you go to put them in your pot, that they're warm, not cold, because you don't want them to break. And I filled them with hot water. They put them in there, it just makes it kind of easier. So I have about, I think this is about 8 cups of chopped up strawberries, washed them all up, took out the stems, and then 7 cups of sugar, got that measured out. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna sit you guys down here for a second, is we have to crush these up, kind of get they're pretty ripe. You want really ripe strawberries because you want them to be nice and juicy. And some people put these in a blender, but depends on how you want your jam. I like to actually have fruit chunks in there, so we're not gonna blend them all up. So I'm going to chop these up real quick here. See all that juice coming out? That's what you want there. So we'll chop them up to a point. You don't want giant chunks, or I guess if you do, you could leave them big. But you want to get that juice. Okay. So that's actually looking pretty good. Like I said, you could put them in a food processor, a blender, or use like an electric mixer if you wanted. That would make it really fine. I'm just using regular old potato masher here. Okay, so get those mashed up. Okay, that looks pretty good. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your mashed up strawberries. I've got a pan here on the stove. We're going to get that all dumped in here. Pretty good. And it's important that your jars stay warm through this whole thing. So even if they get boiled, they're sterilized, you'll just turn the heat down and keep them warm. You don't want them to cool off at all. So we're going to go ahead and then I'm going to show you what I'm using. So I'm using this Sure-Jell. Makes it real easy for everything to set. You don't want runny jam. So we're going to go ahead, and it says to go ahead and put this in with the fruit that's in your pan here, and it will tell you the amount of Sure-Jell you need for whatever amount of strawberries that you have. Mine called for 8 cups of dry fruit. It's about 5 cups once you mash it. I'm just trying to see. Oh yeah, and then another trick you can do, so when you simmer this, it's gonna get like these foamy top on top. And it, I mean, it's not going to hurt you, but a lot of people just don't like it. You take a half a teaspoon of butter and put in with it. It's supposed to help not have so much foam. But at the end, you can take like a spoon or something and kind of take off some of that foam. So we'll probably be doing that. But basically, we are going to like bring this to a boil. And you want it a boil that like basically you can't break it. If you stir it, it's still bubbling. You don't want it to be like broke. It has to. And I kind of watched some videos on this because I want to see exactly what they mean. I mean, it's a rolling bubble. It almost feels like it's too much. So basically, you're just going to kind of put it on medium heat. Stir in. We're going to go ahead and stir in all this Sure-Jell. Stir in our butter, and we are just going to really have to stir this the whole entire time. So I'm going to go ahead and get this to the point of where it's ready to go into the jars. I'll show you what the boil looks like once it gets there. It's going to take a little bit. And I'll show you that rolling boil that you can't break when you stir. And yeah, I'll be right back with you guys. Hold on. Okay guys, so I'm going to show you where we're at right now. You can look, this thing is rolling. It's just bubbling. And as it's really going. As I'm stirring, it's still bubbling. So it's showing me that it's ready. So now what we're going to do is put in 7 cups of sugar. It's a lot of sugar, but if you don't put that exact amount in, I'm gonna set you guys right there, it's not gonna come out right. So hopefully this pot's big enough. We're gonna put this in here. I'm just doing it slowly, gonna start in a little bit here. There we go. You can see it going. Okay, get it all in there, but I don't want to make a mess, so we're just gonna do a little at a time here. Okay, I hope you guys can, oh, a little bit of mess there, that's okay. Hoping you guys can see this. Okay, so once you get it stirred in here, set that out. Okay, got a little sugar in the burner, that's gonna be fun. You're gonna stir this real good here. And it says bring it back to a rolling boil. So that's what we're gonna do here as soon as we get it all stirred in. And this recipe here, I said it was 7 cups of sugar, 1 pack of the Sure-Jell, and I started out with 8 cups of strawberries, and when you crush them, it turns into about 5 cups. This is supposed to yield about, let's see what it says, 8 cups of jam. So I have the jars that are about a cup a piece, so hopefully it should give me 8, but we'll see once we start filling them exactly how much it makes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this to a boil, and then we'll be ready to fill the jars. And I'll check back in with you once we're ready. So you need to wipe your rims on the outside and be careful because those jars are hot. You want to wipe your rims really well. I'm going to get just a little bit of water because this stuff is pretty sticky on there. So just wipe your rims up. Make sure there's no sticky on it. Do a good wiping here. This one has a little bit, so I'm going to... The inside's not so much, it's the outside and it's hot. You want to make sure clean. And when you use that funnel, it really makes it easy because it doesn't really get on the outside. And let's put our last one in here. Okay, so they're all in there. Looks pretty good. You guys can kind of see there's almost 2 inches. Then we are going to bring them to just like a gentle boil. And then once you bring them to a gentle boil, you will put the lid on, cover it, and I think for jams it needs to go 10 minutes, but we're kind of at a high elevation. We're like at 5,000, so it said to add another 10 minutes on. So that's what I'll do for 20 minutes, and then I'll check back in when we're pulling them out and getting them ready to cool. Hi guys, it's Marie again. It's the next day. Yesterday we were doing my first trial of canning some strawberry jam, and I just wanted to show you the results. It says you need to let them set like cool at room temperature for about 12 to 24 hours. I did this at, I think it was like 11 in the afternoon. Oh, it was later than that. It was later yesterday, but anyways, so we did it, I can't remember exactly when I finished up. It was a long day yesterday. Anyways, I was going to show you the results, so here they are. And if you look, you can see all the little buttons are down. They're not springing up. It's a good way to test to make sure they sealed. They also say you can, I guess, tap them with a spoon, and if it sounds dull, it means that they didn't seal well. But also, though, the only thing with that is if there's food up on the bottom of the lid, like it touch a lid, it'll sound dull too. So I just like to look at the buttons. That's how, you can tell they're all sealed up. And then if you look at them, like shaking it, they all set really nice, real good consistency. If for some reason one of your jars does not seal well, you just have to put it in the refrigerator. It's still good to eat. You can keep it in there, I think, for about 3 weeks. Otherwise, I think these are good for a year if they seal well. So yeah, we ended up with 8 jars of strawberry jam, and I'm excited to try it. I think I'm going to try some apple butter. It's my husband's favorite, so I think I'm going to try that next and see how that goes. But thanks for coming along with me on this adventure, and turned out pretty well, so maybe you guys can give it a try. It was pretty easy, a little time consuming, but it was pretty easy. So anyways, yeah, thank you for enjoying this with this video, and I'll see you next time.